listening to the Top Music Guitar Podcast, the show for guitar teachers to learn about the craft of teaching great guitar lessons that students love. If you're looking to start or expand your studio and make guitar teaching your full-time dream job, you've come to the right place. Each week, you'll get to hear from some of the top guitar teachers from around the globe and get their best tips and experiences so you too can build your own dream studio. I'm your host, Michael, and I've founded one of the top guitar schools in Australia, written a best-selling curriculum, and I mentor guitar teachers. I'm excited to share my expertise with you and the wisdom of all the experts we interview. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Let's get into it. Hello there guys, and welcome to another solo episode of the Top Music Guitar Teachers podcast. Once again, I am flying off the cuff and just diving right into a topic which I've been thinking about or just popped into my mind, and I feel the urge to spontaneously talk about it and share my thoughts and opinions on it. Now, this has been prompted by a conversation, a phone call I just had where a mother of someone who's been learning since the age of 5 and is now turning 12 years old has called me about lessons and saying everything looks interesting, but I need more information. And I told her my program details, my pricing, and she basically said $50 for a group lesson. And I was like, yeah, well, you can get really nasty, cheap group lessons with other people, but our pricing is reflective of the value that we provide for our clients and the results that we get for our students. And if you compare apples to apples, yeah, $50 for a group lesson might seem like a lot, but this isn't apples to apples, it's apples to oranges or apples to golden apples. Let's talk about it that way, because literally what we do is completely different to anything you've ever heard of. And as I was sort of explaining everything, the mum sounds like she's very keen. This daughter's obviously a high achiever, and I always get asked, hey Michael, how do you get so many great guitar students? How do you make your studio into a hotbed of talent? And I know most of us really, really enjoy teaching students whose guitar is their thing. We all want that student who is gonna do what we say, go home and practice 3 hours a day and just be in love with the instrument. The problem with that is you probably only get one student who practices, an hour a day for every 20, maybe even 50 students, and you're only going to get one of those people that have professional ambitions or just play, non-stop. They're going to be 1 in 100, maybe even 1 in 1,000. So they can be quite rare to find. Now, if you're a university, what happens is all of those students who want to take guitar seriously, they are already aiming in the direction of, if I want to do this for a living, I have to go to a university and go and study music more broadly. So what happens is these universities might only have 20 to 50 guitar players audition, but they get to pick the top 5 or top 10 or whatever the intake is for that year. They basically get to cherry pick all the high achievers. So they're drawing from a specific pool because they have a reputation, and that reputation magnetically attracts all the high quality clients. Now, not only do they have the reputation, because some universities and tertiary institutions are a bit more prestigious than others, but they are the gatekeepers, because if you want to be a professional musician, there's this preconceived notion that you have to go to music school. If you want to become a classroom music teacher, you have to go to university and get a degree which qualifies you for that profession, I meant to say there. But that's sort of what happens, and there is a structured learning procedure that people have to go to in order to attend those music schools and get the result that they want. Now, ideally, you can build a reputation for your own studio as being the place to go to learn guitar, whether that's a reputation for churning out totally badass guitar players, 12-year-olds who can play Eruption very, very easily, maybe a bit more on the jazzy side, as this is where you go to improvise, but you need to develop a reputation in your local area as the go-to person. It could be more broadly just to learn guitar, but it could also be for a specific niche. And here in Melbourne, maybe 5 years ago, I specifically targeted heavy metal players and shredders, and I made all my advertising about finding those kind of people. And what happened is I got a whole bunch of those people who were already great players, but they couldn't quite play as fast as they wanted, to then have these huge breakthroughs in their playing and their speed and improve dramatically. And what that did is I got to take videos of those people and use them in future marketing material and claim that, hey, I got all these results for them, which I did. They obviously put a lot of hard work to get there, but what ended up happening is I improved them a lot and everyone saw the results and the progress. And then as I advertised that, I was able to get more and more people who said, hey, I want to be able to do that. So that's what you've got to do. You've got to get your students results, and then you've got to show those results to the world via social media, via your website, via advertising, and it creates a little positive feedback loop. You provide value to clients, you get them results, you show other people the results. The people who see the results then reach out to you to say, hey, I want some of that. You get them results, you get more good reviews, you get more great stuff, and you kind of build this little hotbed of talent. There's a really great book I recommend called The Talent Code by Daniel Coyle. It might be Daniel Goyle, but I'm pretty sure it's Daniel Coyle. We'll try and link that with this podcast episode. And what he does is he goes to a whole bunch of really famous schools. For example, he would visit the training academy of the tennis coach that trained the Williams sisters, or a prestigious music school in this city, or a professional gym, Gold's Gym over in California, where all these Mr. Olympia bodybuilders come from. And this guy goes and explores the culture of what happens in those places and how they're able to establish a reputation, or almost like a production line, of really high quality guitar players. Now, I really love the movie Chicken Run. There's this really, really great quote. And the quote is, chickens go in, pies come out. And then the farmer goes, oh, what kind of pies? And she goes, apple pies. And he goes, oh, my favorite. And she smacks him over the head and goes, chicken pies, you numbskull. But that's what your school needs to be like. People go in, awesome guitar players come out. And whether that's a 12-week cycle or a 12-month cycle or a 5-year cycle, it doesn't matter. People go in, they come out really great guitar players. You need to be delivering the results. But once you get those results, you need to use those as proof. Now, if you have a framework, just like what happens in a pie machine, you can give your students all the skills, the concepts, the techniques that they need to play whatever it is that they want to play. So my guitar school, Melbourne Guitar Academy, became the heavy metal shred school, where you went in, people go in, guitar players go in, shredders come out. And we were able to get the highly motivated students who were already working hard, just like university. Universities don't produce great results. They take the people that were already practicing for 3 hours a day and give them a lot more direction and the professional knowledge, fill in the gaps. So it's not that going to university necessarily made you better. They're just taking the people that were already going to succeed. And yes, some of them drop out because it's too much for them. Some of them have a change of heart. Some of them don't finish the course because they go out for other professional opportunities. So we're halfway through today's episode, but before we dive back into our discussion, let's take a moment to talk about the Top Music Guitar Teachers membership. Now, this isn't just another course or another run-of-the-mill membership. It's a game changer for guitar teachers just like you. Imagine having a supportive community of like-minded professionals, mentorship from industry experts, and a wealth of resources and teaching tips at your fingertips. Our membership empowers you to grow your teaching skills and build a thriving guitar teaching business around whatever you want to do, whether that's online, offline, building courses, creating awesome products, whatever you want to do. Join us today for only $49 per month and unlock your full potential as a guitar teacher. Now, back to the podcast. But what can you do in your studio to find and attract these high quality students? That comes down to your marketing first and foremost to initially get them. But then it comes down to how you can take the results of your students and amplify that with whatever your message is and get it out in front of more people. So I've got a dirty little secret. I have tons and tons of really great guitar players, and I can point out a bunch of people aged, I think our youngest student at the moment is age 8, and he's learning the tapping section to Eruption. So one little secret, this is the third dirty secret. So one of the secrets is if kids want to learn Eruption, just show them Eruption. Like it's not really that much harder to teach a kid how to do finger tapping than it is changing from C to G. In fact, I think it's actually probably easier for someone to master finger tapping, or not master, but to do basic finger tapping arpeggios than it is to get them to change from a C to G chord. It's definitely easier than getting them to do a bar chord. So that's my profound statement for this lesson, which you must write down. You just want kids to sound really cool straight away. Teach them the tapping section to Eruption. Teach them how to play Thunderstruck. Really cool stuff like that captures their motivation, and they all of a sudden get this sense of, hey, I can do this guitar, it's so hard, and then it motivates them to do other really cool things. But the dirty little secret, there's literally like 2 ways that I'm able to get a ton of these really, really cool, super duper shredder students. The first one, and it's just numbers. If 1 in every 100 students are going to be these high performers that put in tons and tons of effort and work really, really hard, then you just need to get more students. And that's the dirty secret is if, let's say for me, it's 1 in 50. So my advertising is really geared towards getting people who want to learn how to shred. So if 1 in 50 students are basically that kind of student, if I can get 50 students to sign up every 2 or 3 months, then I'm going to have 4 of those people by the end of the year. And then I take the videos and the photos and all the proof of those students being awesome, and then I make advertising material out of it, or I promote my studio with it. And then all of a sudden, maybe 1 in 30, because those high quality people are now looking at me and my advertising. And now it goes 1 in 30 of those students are going to be those super shredders. And now if I'm signing up 30 students a month, that means I'm getting 1 of those kick-ass gun students every single month. And then it might narrow down to 1 out of 20. So if you can just turn up your advertising and get more clients coming through the door, for every 100 people, 10 of them are never going to show up after the first month. There's going to be 30 who are really low performers. There's going to be a couple in the middle. There's going to be a percentile that are high performers. Then that top 10% are going to be 1 hour a day. And then 1 of that 100 is going to be a 3-hour day practice. So if you can get 100 students in a year, you're going to get a big mix of those people. If you can get 500, 1,000 students in a year, then the numbers just work in your favor. That's the dirty little secret, is just go and get more leads. But the second one, and it's not the dirty little secret, is you just have to have the proof there. You have to work hard and you have to get it. And the fact that that's what I gear myself towards means that's why I'm attracting those kind of students. So if you're just a price and a location kind of teacher, you teach anyone that walks in the door, you don't really market to anyone specifically, then the chances are you're getting those high performers is pretty much close to zip. Yeah. Those kind of students are going to go towards the universities. The people who are too young for that or aren't quite at that level yet, with the right guidance, they're going to come and see you, or if they find your advertising. But if you're not trying to target those people with your advertising, then, nothing's going to come of it. So there it is. Get more leads. Literally, signing up more students is the solution to almost every problem you have in business. Don't have enough money? Sign up more students. Solves the money problem. Can't schedule your lessons properly? Get more students. Then all of a sudden, you got a full roster. You just work around the times that you got. You want to do group lessons, but you don't have enough students for groups? Get more students. Literally, the solution to every single problem in your business is to get more students. You got too many pain in the bum clients who waste your time and never show up? Get more students. Replace the bad students with the more reliable students and the better clients. Getting more students is the solution to every single problem. If you want more super duper shredders who are going to practice an hour a day and do what you talk about more seriously, get more students, and a certain percentage of them will sign up and become to be those people. And once you've got enough of them, they will find and attract more students like that. So if you want high quality students, the best thing you can do is 1, advertise to get them, 2, sign them up and actually get them results, and 3, when you start getting the results for those students, start using that as your promotional material. Now, if you need help getting started, one of the best things you can do is Facebook ads. At my 6-Figure Guitar Teacher program, www.sixfigureguitarteacher.com, I have a couple of different Facebook ads programs. If you want to learn about marketing and advertising for the first time, there's, I think, a $50 Facebook ads course. If you would like me to build ads for you and actually make stuff that gets, I'm routinely getting 50 leads through Facebook every single month by spending $10 a day, which is more than what most people spend on coffee and snacks and McDonald's and silly things like that. If you want to get more students very quickly, please reach out to me, michael@topmusic.co, or visit my website, www.sixfigureguitarteacher.com, and I can help you get those students. In addition, the Top Music membership has tons of great stuff on running a teaching business and becoming a better teacher, but it doesn't have this super top secret Facebook ad stuff. So guys, if you found this helpful, please make sure you like and subscribe wherever you're watching this or listening to this. Please share this with other guitar teachers. And if you've got any questions or you need help or you've got suggestions for topics, please send me an email, michael@topmusic.co. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next episode. If you enjoy this show and want to hear more of our work, be sure to subscribe to this podcast. For links and resources mentioned in this episode, including a free ebook on how to find more guitar students, visit us at www.topmusic.co/guitar or check out the show notes. And lastly, thanks again for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.